I truly believe that UGC is the #1 business model for beginners in 2024. And I'm gonna break down my entire thought process behind that in this video. Now, first off, I hope you guys like these style videos. It's just gonna be more of like a rant, nothing super polished. But let me know if you guys like this stuff better or you like the stuff with all kind of the fancy graphics and everything better. But in this one, I'm breaking down why UGC is the best business model for beginners. And so the first main reason is how easy it is to get started and just the low barrier of entry overall, right? With a lot of other business models, you're gonna need some upfront capital, right? To, I don't know, either buy inventory or to buy all the stuff you need to get started. With UGC, it's literally just like, okay, do you have a phone? That's about all. You don't even really need a mic. Like if you guys look at my TikToks, I have like 100,000+ followers over there. Most of my videos, I'm literally wearing these right here. You don't need anything fancy. I'm shooting this on an iPhone 11. Like, this thing is historic at this point. You don't need fancy stuff. You don't need a lot of money to get started. It's literally just about getting the information and taking action. So you don't need much to get started at all. The other thing too is you can get started with very, very small deal sizes, right? Which is great for beginners. A lot of other business models, right? I don't know, social media marketing agencies, for example. What you'll try to do is try to close, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 packages. And to a beginner, someone that's never had a client before, right? Someone that's never done like freelancing work, that is terrifying, right? To get on the phone with the business owner and say, hey, yeah, this is gonna cost you $3,000 a month, right? A lot of you watching this might think to yourself like, wow, I could never do that. I could not get on the phone and ask someone for $3,000 or for $5,000. And in time, you will be able to do that, right? Once you're confident in yourself. But if you don't have that confidence to start, it's gonna be very difficult for you to do some of these business models that require you to sell these like big packages. And what's nice with UGC is it's very standard in the industry to just do a deal for one video, right? Maybe you're a beginner and you charge $100 for one video and you close that deal over email. You never even have to get on the call with the brand. It's so much easier just to get your foot in the door and get started, right? Or even doing a gifted deal at first where they send you, a product that's worth $100. You make a video for them, boom. Now that's like your first technical deal. And it was like very easy to secure. It's low risk for the brand. It's low risk for you. There's not a lot of pressure in the situation. So it's a great way to just kind of like ease into this world of entrepreneurship. But those two reasons are great. That's actually not the real reason why I believe it's the best business model. But I think that UGC actually sets you up on the right path long term. And even if you quote unquote fail, you will still be building something that is extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. And ultimately going down this UGC route is going to take you to a place that is going to really serve you. Let me explain what the hell I'm talking about, this whole thing right here. So let's compare with, I don't know, maybe e-com, right? Or drop shipping. Say you're someone who, you tested out drop shipping and whatnot. If you do drop shipping for a year, you build a Shopify store, you try to build this drop shipping brand, and then, it doesn't work out. At the end of it, you won't really have much to show for it, right? You're gonna have this kind of dead Shopify store, maybe like a dead Instagram page, and you're probably gonna move on. And whatever you do next, you're kind of gonna be like starting over almost, right? With UGC, if you do it the correct way, you really should be building your personal brand alongside of this, right? And building your personal brand and getting these deals with brands, they're going to go hand in hand, right? The bigger you build your personal brand, the more you're going to attract inbounds, right? So these two things, they kind of go together. And I truly believe that building a personal brand is one of the most valuable things you can do, not only right now, but next year, even last year, the year after, right? It's so, so important. You look at a lot of the top UGC creators, right? The ones that have made it, the ones that hit 10, 20K months, oftentimes they're kind of like next step, their next evolution is just leveraging their personal brand to sell products, right? You see a lot of the top creators, what do? They go on to either start their own community, sell a course, start their own agency, whatever it might be. And that's all because they built a personal brand, because the personal brand gives you the freedom to do what you want. It gives you options, right? Like I've been building my personal brand over the last few years, and it gives me so many options. I'm not boxed in, right? For example, if I wanted to start, I don't know, a TikTok ads agency, I could start that tomorrow. I could leverage my personal brand. I could leverage my audience, and I would have success with that, right? We're throwing a mastermind in Costa Rica, and I can do that because I have a personal brand, right? Because I can create a couple videos on it, I send a couple emails to my email list, boom, and we can fill it up because there's a ton of people that know, like, and trust me, right? So while right now, you might be thinking like the very early steps, like, hey, I just want to get a couple UGC deals. I want to make, $5,000 and I want to quit my job. That's amazing. But I'm telling you, there's going to be another layer to it, right? There's going to be a whole nother evolution that you probably can't even see right now. But by building your personal brand, as you go through this process, you are setting yourself up for that next level of evolution, right? Whereas a lot of other business models, like, I don't know if you get started with Amazon FBA or drop shipping or faceless YouTube channels, all these other things, at the end of them, if for some reason, they don't work out or you want to stop, you might not really have anything to show for it, right? Whereas the personal brand, let's say a year from now, you're like, hey, I'm kind of done UGC, but I've been building this personal brand and I have 60,000 followers. That is crazy valuable. That will allow you to take whatever next step on your journey you want to do. It'll allow you the freedom to choose, the freedom of having options to pick whatever is next for you. And so that's the real reason why I think UGC is the best business model this year, next year, whatever year it is. It's because it's going to allow you to build that personal brand at the same time. It's going to give you the options to choose what you want to do.